You text first. You call first. You make plans first. And somehow, you're still alone. Here's what nobody tells you. The people you're chasing aren't running away from you. They're just not chasing back. And the moment you stop, everything changes. Not because they suddenly care, but because you finally do. Stop chasing people, not as a strategy, not as a game to make them miss you. Stop because your energy is finite, and you've been pouring it into empty cups while your own runs dry. Stop because the person who has to convince someone to stay is the same person who will spend years convincing themselves they were worth staying for. Marcus Aurelius said, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment. You're not hurt because they don't text back. You're hurt because you've assigned your worth to their response. And that's the trap. When you stop chasing, the first thing that happens is silence. Deafening, uncomfortable silence. Your phone doesn't buzz. Your plans fall through. The people you thought were friends reveal themselves as acquaintances who only showed up when you did the work. And it stings, because you realize how one-sided it all was. But here's the shift, that silence isn't empty. It's clarity. It's the sound of illusions breaking. Every unanswered text you used to agonize over, every plan you bent yourself into shapes to accommodate, every conversation you carried alone, they all dissolve. And what's left is the truth. The people who wanted to be there would have been. The ones who cared would have shown it. And you were never the problem. The Stoics understood this. You cannot control other people. You can only control yourself. And the moment you stop trying to earn affection, approval, or attention from those who don't freely give it, you reclaim something powerful. Your time, your energy, your peace. You stop being a supporting character in someone else's story and start writing your own. So what actually happens when you stop chasing? You stop shrinking. You stop performing. You stop pretending that being needed is the same as being valued. Let me tell you what really changes. The people who were too busy suddenly have time. Not because you became more interesting, but because you became unavailable. And unavailability is magnetic in a way desperation never will be. But don't mistake this for a tactic. If you stop chasing just to make them chase you, you're still playing the same game. You're still handing them control. Real change happens when you stop chasing because you genuinely don't need the validation anymore. When their silence doesn't shake you. When their presence becomes optional, not essential. Here's the pattern most people miss. You chase because you believe connection requires effort, and it does. But effort should be mutual. When you're the only one reaching out, you're not building a relationship. You're performing maintenance on something that's already broken. And at some point, you have to ask yourself, why am I working so hard to keep people who wouldn't even notice if I disappeared? The Buddha taught that attachment is the root of suffering. But there's a difference between attachment and connection. Connection is two people meeting in the middle. Attachment is you dragging someone toward you while they lean away. And the moment you let go, you'll see who was actually holding on. When you stop chasing, three things happen. First, the wrong people leave. They were only there because you made it easy. Because you asked nothing of them except that they exist in your orbit while you did all the work. Without your effort, there's nothing left. And that's not a loss. That's liberation. Second, the right people stay. Not everyone disappears when you step back. Some people were waiting for you to stop performing so they could meet the real you. The ones who value you won't need to be chased. They'll show up. They'll reach out. They'll make space for you the way you've been making space for them. Third, and most importantly, you meet yourself. For the first time in maybe years, you're not defining your worth by someone else's attention. You're not checking your phone every 5 minutes. You're not replaying conversations, analyzing tone, wondering what you did wrong. You're just here, present, whole, without needing anyone to complete you. Epictetus said, "Don't explain your philosophy, embody it." So stop explaining why you deserve better treatment. Stop begging people to see your value. Embody it. Walk away from anyone who makes you feel like you have to chase them. Not with anger, not with bitterness, with calm, quiet certainty that you deserve reciprocity. Here's what they don't tell you about walking away. It's not dramatic. There's no big confrontation, no final speech. You just stop. You stop initiating. You stop overextending. You stop being available to people who were never available to you. And in that stillness, you find something you forgot existed: self-respect. But self-respect isn't comfortable at first. It feels selfish. It feels cold. Because you've been taught that love means sacrifice, that friendship means always showing up, even when no one shows up for you. But that's not love. That's self-abandonment. And the moment you stop abandoning yourself for others, everything shifts. Some people will notice. They'll text, "Where have you been?" As if you disappeared, when really you just stopped doing all the work. And here's where you'll be tested, because part of you will want to explain, to justify, to make them understand. Don't. Your absence should speak louder than your words ever could. If they truly care, they won't need an explanation. They'll adjust. They'll reciprocate. And if they don't, you have your answer. The hardest part isn't letting go of people. It's letting go of who you were when you were with them. The version of you that bent over backward. The version that made excuses for them. The version that believed being chosen by someone who barely chose you was better than being alone. That version has to die. And grieving it is part of the process. But here's what's waiting on the other side. Freedom. Not the loud, celebratory kind. The quiet kind. The kind where you wake up and realize you haven't thought about them in days. Where your happiness isn't tied to a notification. Where you build a life so full, so aligned, so authentically yours, that the people who couldn't see your value become irrelevant. The Stoics believed in amor fati. Love your fate. Even the painful parts. Even the people who left. Even the loneliness that comes with choosing yourself. Because every person who walks away when you stop chasing is making room for someone better. For experiences deeper. For a version of yourself you couldn't become while you were busy shrinking to fit into someone else's life. So stop chasing. Not because you're giving up on connection, but because real connection doesn't require you to lose yourself. Stop chasing because your presence is a gift, not a burden. Stop chasing because the people meant for you won't make you work this hard to be seen. And when you finally stop, you'll realize something powerful. You were never chasing them. You were running from yourself, from the quiet, from the fear that maybe without them, you're not enough. But you are. You always were. And the moment you believe that, you won't need to chase anyone ever again. The door is closed, and this time, you're the one who shut it.